I bought this NES Advantage online, and with the intent of using it, but it is brand new in the box, and I just never got around to using it. It's been sitting on my shelf for, at least a couple years, and I think it's time I unbox it and try it out. It is brand new, it's never been used. I think it'll be a great opportunity to unbox a sort of time capsule. I mean, this thing's been sitting in the box since about the 80s, and never seen the light of day. If you can look at the back, see these two kids having a great time playing some NES. That kid is excited. It's advertising all the features the controller has. So I'm just gonna get right into here once I set this camera down. Okay, great. Now I have both my hands free, so I can share this unboxing, but also enjoy it for myself because I'm curious to see what the inside of this looks like. So you can just tell this styrofoam is old. It's very brittle, and there's pieces of it. So it's very interesting. And there's no real certain way to take this out other than just shake the styrofoam box out. Oh yeah. Wow. You really had to know what you were doing in the 80s when you unboxed stuff. So there's the styrofoam. It looks like a dinosaur took a bite out of it. There's pieces of styrofoam inside the box. But here's our well, it starts out with some booklets here. So let's take a look at these booklets before I get to the Advantage. It says, danger, do not open. So, reverse psychology, I'm going to open it. Ready to become a power animal. What is this? This is to subscribe to Nintendo Power, because Nintendo's been putting this crappy magazine subscription in their products since they started, and I believe they still do. Here's the instruction booklet. Well, what's under here? Oh, this is a poster. Oh, this is great. It says, now you're playing with power. And it's got some other stuff on the back here. This thing's great. See, Nintendo doesn't... This is cool. Nintendo should do this with all their stuff. A lot of more companies should ship posters with their products. I mean, you drop $300 on a PlayStation 3 or whatever. I mean, include a poster. I mean, these aren't that expensive, I imagine. I like posters. Okay, so now I'm going to get to the instruction booklet. It's very... I like the color of it. It's very Nintendo-y. Very old school. It feels like an old comic book. It definitely feels like an old comic book once you get into it. It has a different texture than a video game manual, but it's I don't know how to explain it other than it's just very comic booky. So it says, congratulations on purchasing the new NES Advantage joystick, the most advanced joystick available for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It will allow you to get to higher levels, increase your scores, and improve gameplay. And it's telling you, because there's two of these, because you can switch between one player and two players, so you and your friend can share the Advantage awesomeness. And I swear, every product you buy says, do not return this product to the retailer. They really don't want you to do that. I mean, they must just lose money. They want you to call them so they can repair it or replace it or help you or whatever. Because companies do not want you to return stuff to the store. So you can really make them happy by calling. And I always use that when I call. I say, hey, I'm going to return this if you don't help me. But they don't usually care because they're from the Philippines getting paid like 3 cents an hour. And basic manual. So let's get into the real heart of this unboxing. Here's the NES Advantage. Nice and crisp here in the box. See, it's got the plastic protection here on these buttons. I almost don't want to take them off. This thing is just a beaut. It's so stunning. It looks absolutely brand new, because it is brand new. But it's so neat, because I've seen these before, just all with the yellow tarnish you'll get over the years. And this is just in showroom condition right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and hook up my NES and try this thing out. Alright, so I got my NES all hooked up, and I got a few games. Just gonna go through a few of these because I don't want to make this too long. There's plenty of videos about the NES Advantage. But I'm gonna start out with Mario 3 because one of the features on the controller works with this game. Alright, there we go. So I have it on player 1, and I have both player 1 and player 2 hooked up. So I'm going to start a two-player game. And it's going to start out with player 1. So if I have it on player 1 here, you can see both the screen and the controller. If I move maybe like that. So basically, if you have these buttons out, then there's no turbo, and you get a solid light. And you can see when I hold down the controller button, Mario is only going to jump once because there's no turbo. But if I press this button here, you're going to get turbo. So I'm holding it down, and this little knob right here will allow you to control the speed. And you can see the light is every time it gets pressed. So as I turn it up, he's going to jump faster. So that's all turbo. I wouldn't turbo B because that's something I'd want to hold down. So I'd keep that one up. Now over here you have some other buttons. You have this button, slow motion, which I find hilarious because it really just shows this thing's age. When you press slow, it pauses and unpauses the game rapidly, and it's kind of annoying. But I find it's just hilarious. I mean, that was the technology. If you wanted slow motion, then you pause and unpause the game really fast. And this just did it so you didn't have to do it. And it's hilarious. I mean, I'm going to try playing. I'm just going to walk down the ground here with this mode on, and you'll see how it is somewhat slow motion. I'm going to jump instead. So as you can see, it's slow motion, but it's just, I would not want to play a game that way. I mean, maybe some games would work with that, but so that's what that does. And then you have your start and select. Now I'm just going to die here so you can see the second player. Not that easy to operate this with. I gotta turn off turbo. Come on, flower. Alright. So now I'm gonna switch this to number 2. And you could just pass this over to your friend. And now you can operate as player 2. So now let's try a different game. Okay. So here's Zelda. And the slow motion, this is an example of how I have the slow motion on, is ridiculous, because start in this game opens up the menu here. So, and it's funny because Nintendo made this. It's not like it's a third-party product. It's it's made by Nintendo. Nintendo's saying, here's how you do slow motion, and it only works for, you know, just some basic start and being the pause. Now I have Top Gun, and this game, actually, I really like the controller. I'm not really a fan of Top Gun, but these type of games, it's really more practical of a controller. And what I actually do is turn on the slow motion button, because you just had to hit start a bunch of times to get through all those menus. So that's when slow motion actually comes in handy. It's the first time I've actually ever seen it come in handy. So for some reason, I'm just really fond of the controller for Top Gun. It makes it more interesting rather than just a D-pad. If I didn't have to hold the camera with one hand, you can use your other hand for these buttons and shoot stuff and fly around. And this is it really is a nice feeling joystick. It's very solid, so you can hold it however you want. But yeah, so that's how that works, and I hope you enjoyed the unboxing portion. And this was just me trying it out, because I'd never actually used one before. And yeah, thanks for watching.